All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is Trump's feud with Chicago escalates. Residents demand action. Let's jump into it.
Democrat pollster Mark Penn wrote this opinion piece, quote, Trump is trying to save 100,000 American lives while Democrats let cities spiral out of control. Senior correspondent Mike Tobin is live in Chicago.
That's one way to look at it.
And Harris, we're now up to 9 people who have been shot since the holiday weekend ended. And the holiday weekend saw all those gunfire, all the gunfire you're talking about. 50 people shot and 8 of them killed. Mayor Brandon Johnson insists that Chicago does not have a violence problem and has a gun problem with guns coming in from red states. And the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker vows that he will fight President Trump as the president says he's obligated to send guardsmen into Chicago.
Call him. No, I will not call the president, asking him to ask him for troops. Chicago does not want troops on our streets.
Chicago will continue to have a violence problem as long as red states continue to have a gun problem.
Oh, okay.
Shootings will continue as long as this presidential administration continues to put politics over people.
Yeah. Brandon Johnson just says whatever he thinks is going to sound the best from the left.
Most of the people we speak with here in Chicago say if the guard will help get a handle on the crime, send in the troops. But we do find people who say Chicago already has a police force and the cops should be doing that job.
Let's hear it.
It's gotten out of hand. It's way too much. And it's a lot of senseless killing.
The National Guard will only be a temporary solution to an everlasting problem. Because even if you get National Guard here, sure, crime will go down, but I don't think that it will get to the root of the problem.
I love this answer. I love the fact that she's saying this because I agree. Absolutely. The National Guard going in right now is just going to be, for the most part, a Band-Aid. It would be great if the police could actually do it, but if they were properly funded. But Brandon Johnson absolutely does not like the fact of police officers existing for some reason in a place that is basically known for this amount of absolute violence and mayhem. For some reason, he likes this, I guess, right? He doesn't want anyone to come in and help. The people who can actually help, he doesn't really have any interest in that happening here. But now, I agree with her. As soon as the National Guard leaves, it's just going to go right back up because it doesn't fix the root cause here. Brandon Johnson is basically trying to blame, the right and red states and gun control type of things here. But it's interesting because, guys, I live absolutely in a place where if I go down my street, everyone for the most part is a Trump supporter. Every time I go out and I see, in the grocery stores, etc., everyone is basically armed. I see everyone with a gun, and for some reason, guys, there's no crime in my city. All right, none. So how about we have an actual conversation about what actually is going on here? It's a culture, right? It's the ideology. It's the echo chamber that most of these individuals are living in, the victimhood echo chamber that the majority of them are existing within. Now, the National Guard cannot fix that. But what we need to do actually is have a force specifically in places like this that will keep it clean for such a long time, right? That the people that are actually here committing crimes will start to realize that they can no longer commit crimes in this region here. They cannot, guys. Right? Then obviously over time a culture shift will happen because by default there's no crime here. It's safe. What do you mean? We don't bring crime to our streets and our neighborhoods, guys. We don't do that. But blaming a tool for what's happening here is absolutely crazy because, again, I live in a place exclusively where everyone has a gun, everyone is armed, and there is no crime here, guys. None. In my town, no crime here. At all.
It'll slap a Band-Aid on.
Crime is everywhere, but I think it's just where we are in the city of Chicago, the rate is just a little bit out of control. So whatever measures might help.
Personnel with the Department of Homeland Security are already staging at the Great Lakes Naval Station just north of Chicago. Uniformed personnel have been spotted here in the
already
loop.
there.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem promises ramped up immigration enforcement in Chicago. As far as the Guard, the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said yesterday that Texas National Guardsmen are already staging in Illinois. I spoke with a contact in Governor Abbott's office who said that's not true. Harris, back to you.
All right, Mike Tobin, thank you for setting that up for us. In focus now, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, great to see you today. Look, I'm trying to get my mind around. So if you have a problem in one state, let's just say the state of New Jersey, and people are stealing things, and you're going to blame a neighboring state because of what's going on in your state. That makes no sense. Illinois, under J.B. Pritzker, is out of control.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Harris, and it's great to be with you. Not only is Illinois out of control, my home state of Minnesota in particular, Minneapolis, is out of control with the failed Governor Tim Walz. Look, Donald Trump is the law and order president. He campaigned on making America safe again. You see what he's already done in Washington, D.C. And by the way, maybe Tim Walz in Minnesota and Governor Pritzker in Illinois should take a message from Muriel Bowser right here in the District of Columbia. She started with the same kind of worthless rhetoric, pushing back against this attempt to make the streets safe again. And yesterday she issued an executive order saying they're going to fully cooperate with the administration, President Trump, and his efforts. I mean, you've got violent crime down in this city already, Harris, by almost 50%. You've got carjackings down by almost 90% in just a short period of time.
Yeah, this is why it's needed.
You just pointed out Illinois, Chicago is out of control. People, innocent victims, are getting killed on an incredible basis. And J.B. Pritzker wants to blame somebody else. And look at Minnesota. I mean, Tim Walz and his crazy policies, and it bleeds down into the city of Minneapolis, and a worthless prosecutor named Mary Moriarty. They don't hold any criminals accountable. Do you know, Harris,
we dollar bills.
Need people like you back reporting in Minnesota, where you started, because you would be telling people that we now have, because of Tim Walz, Murder-apolis is back. I mean, you had 6 people killed last week or this week, and you've got 44 since the beginning of the year. Look, our residents are starting to wake up to the fact that these people are the ones that are playing politics with their lives. And I think President Trump is showing everyone that there is a better way.
Yeah, guys, and that's the part that's crazy, right? Because understand that a good amount of these areas that are absolutely high crime are going to be filled, and with a good amount of Democrat supporters. Let's just say this, the voters, right? So with that being said here, if you're starting to realize that the Democrats are not actually trying to do anything meaningful, like, I mean, talking and having conversations about fixing things is all, nice and beautiful, right? Sure. But we definitely need something tangible. And Trump is actually offering something tangible, and they're refusing this.
I think he's going to win out on this one.
Oh, that was a heart punch, because we remember those days. Murderopolis. That's untenable. It cannot be sustained. They've got to do something. Work with this president. And look, you mentioned Tim Walz. I have to get your take on it. I mean, he's joking about this rumor that's going on, the death of President Trump. I mean, it's sick. How does he have the time? Look at that city.
Look, this guy's a complete and total failure. They had a circus in Minneapolis last week, I think it was. The convention, they called it, the DNC, and he was literally blaming Republican rhetoric for the assassination of, even though she was a Democrat, our friend Melissa Hortman and her husband. It could not be more damaging what this guy does, and he's exacerbated the mental health crisis in Minnesota. He's exacerbated the anti-law enforcement, out-of-control crime in Minnesota. It's got to end, and the good news is Donald Trump is showing everyone. Not only did he campaign on making America safe again, but now he is showing everyone, starting with the District of Columbia, there is a way to fix this, and he's willing to partner with Tim Walz even. He's willing to partner with J.B. Pritzker. He doesn't care what their politics are. He is willing to partner with them to make them safe.
And he has told me that when I've interviewed him. He has told me that. He is willing to partner. He wants to work with people to make things.
Yeah, guys, and I believe that. Like regardless of whatever, right? Let's just say this here. I do believe that what Trump is doing is absolutely beneficial to the United States of America. Guys, we can only talk for so much before we need action. Right? How many people need to consistently lose their lives every single night because the Democrats are not really trying to do anything in these cities here, right? While blaming, like, the audacity of that, guys. Like, understand this here, guys. I had to, while we were watching this here, I had to, go ahead and look up the stats for my specific town. I'm not going to name my town, right? But just understand here. Looking at it here, it says that my town specifically has one of the highest rates of gun ownership. Okay, understand this here. Gun ownership, it's almost 96% Republican. All right. And it is safer than 94% of the cities in America. Right? It is safer than 94% of the rest of the country. Everyone has guns. So what what could it be? Okay, what could it be? If it's the guns, then shouldn't it be crazy here, guys? There are only 6%. There are cities. Wait, what does that stat even say? Apparently, there are 6%. 6% of the cities are safer than where I am. If that makes any sense. 6%. And I'm sorry, guys, we have no crime, so I don't know what the 6% is happening. I don't know what's happening here, but there's no crime here. You know, if you accidentally, let's say you're one of these individuals that like breaking into people's houses, bro, you're not going to make it. Not over here. You're not making it. All right. I'm telling you, forfeit your existence stepping into someone's houses in my zip code. You will forfeit your existence. And good on you. Why are you breaking into someone's house for? Don't do that. Right? But so the reality of the scenario here is that you can't sit here and blame firearms exclusively for what's happening. You have to blame the actual root cause, and root cause is going to be the culture that persists there, the violent nature of the people that are there, unfortunately, and it's not indicative of exclusively skin tone, because again, I share skin tone with these individuals, but yet I am not that. So it's the culture, guys. All right, so it's the culture of the people that are like being created and birthed right in that region. That's the problem. Get rid of that nonsense, right? Get rid of it. You can't talk it out anymore, guys. You can't. Right? Give us something tangible. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.